ready to do this?
If you are.
Just say that. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we are live on a Sunday night, ready to do some podcasting. Find us everywhere that you find podcasts. The official weapon of the show is
the taser,
and the unofficial sport,
bullet ball.
A bullet ball extreme. You know what it is. It's Sunday. It's podcast time. It's time to get right on into it. You know what we do. All the contact information's in the show notes. The Black Guy Who Tips Day is coming up September 2nd. So look in
Go
the
ahead and get your stuff now.
Yeah, look in the show notes and the Teepublic Store. You can get your gear there. Take your selfies, post them, tag us. We'll share them. You know, we wanna get all our beautiful fans some attention out there. All right, so thank y'all for representing. All right, you know where we got to start. It's coronavirus news. Coronavirus
again. Look, here we go again. We got variants. Really need to keep a mask on hand and follow the plan. Get the vaccine and second shots, whether woman or man. Black Guy Who Tips is doing their part, but the dummies expand. Niggas would rather believe a bunch of misinformation. Fuck y'all idiots not getting shots. Now we gotta regress. If we keep going in this direction, we never can rest. Never can get back to the lives we be living the best. Damn fool, stop the lying, stop the intubation crying, cause it's your fault that motherfuckers dying. Damn fool, stop the lying, stop the ventilator crying, cause it's your fault that motherfuckers dying. I do not understand this shit. I'm not a fan of this. We were like one win from the pandemic championship, but fuckers wanna leave it to game 7 with Giannis Delta Kumpo blocking forward progression and Chris middle fingers to your plans, man. Damn. Looks like it's no Drew holiday for you and your mans. I'm sick of black people dying for real, so I'm just writing this new piece to let you know how I feel. Coronavirus. Yeah. Fuck that COVID-19. It's unseen. It's creeping in the air for you to breathe. Yeah. So fuck that COVID-19. It's unseen. It's creeping in the air for you to breathe. Yeah.
All right, coronavirus time. We got some news. It's just regular depressing news. I'm just trying to be upbeat.
And I'm going, what's up? Because I was like, I had to keep it up. So
just trying to be a good podcaster and keep the vibes going. Yeah. Encouraged by right-wing doctor groups, desperate patients turn to ivermectin for long COVID. They still fucking with that horse pucky.
Yeah, somebody got some money invested in that, and they like, you know what?
How you ain't
let my investment go away?
How you not? I mean, I get, you know what it is. You fucked around and you found out. And long COVID is such a beast. I can see people out of desperation going back to that old thing, because it's my guess is, if you're fucking with ivermectin, you are a person that was like, I'm not getting vaccinated. Joe Rogan got me. Pull a little ivermectin out for the dead homies, but I'm good. And now you got it. The hospital ain't give you ivermectin when you had the COVID if you went.
Right.
Now you got these long symptoms, and I bet you there's people still pitching that ivermectin works, because it's always been a snake oil salesman pitch.
Of course, yes. And like I said, somebody got some money invested, and they like, I will refuse to let the stock on this go down. And like I feel bad for the people that was finally to the point where they was like, hey, I can treat my patients, my animals, and now they're like, fuck, I gotta deal with these people again.
Big Mectin.
Come on. Big Mectin trying to get everything.
Eli Lilly to make COVID-19 antibody drug commercially available from August. Eli Lilly and Co. said on Wednesday it plans to make its COVID-19 antibody drug commercially available to the U.S. states, as well as hospitals and other healthcare providers from August. The drug, bebtelovimab, okay, that's a mouthful, had received authorization in the United States in February for the treatment of mild to moderate COVID-19 among adults and children. It entered an agreement in June to supply an additional 150,000 doses of the drug to the U.S. government. So that's always weird when it's when they name the drug. So like if I was and I don't know the rules to naming drugs, so I'm sure Appy will write in and give us the breakdown.
Of course.
But why don't I would just always name the drug something short and memorable.
Yes, because these long ass names, and people gonna give the drugs nicknames anyway.
Well, it's not just the nickname part; it's the fact that when you see the commercials, they normally use the name, and it's like Raptobalin. It helps do it this that, and it's just a mouthful. I'm never gonna remember to talk to my doctor and be like, yeah, can I get some Bev Televavimab? Like, why not just call it Blippity or whatever? Splip.
Yes,
the brand new drug that treats diabetes. Get Splip.
You know who was smart? The people who did the what is that commercial that was playing everywhere? Prep. Them people were smart. This name was simple and sweet.
Yeah.
Because when the Prep came out, everybody knew what the Prep was. Like, even if you didn't understand, you heard of the drug and you were like, hey, I want that Prep. Like, it was simple, straight to the point. And I'm pretty sure the real name is more complex. They was like, we ain't trying to.
The real name, I think, is like, at least the one we kept seeing, the commercial we kept seeing was Trevuta for Prep. Mm-hmm. But they just kept being like, step up, prep up, get Prep, step up.
I was like, well, I guess the name is going to be Prep.
Why would you name it blah, blah, do? Just name it the
Split. There's some scientists who be like, this has got to go by the periodical table. Babe, bitch, don't nobody know that but you.
Yeah, call it Spointy. There should be somebody working at every drug company that just gets high on legal drugs, and then their whole thing is to come up with nonsense names that are catchy. Mm-hmm. And will sound good in the commercial.
Yeah, the signs come up with the name that. Yeah. We, we're not gonna name it that, right? Because you put like this. You're not in charge of advertisement. That's great that you know that name, but no, we're not using that.
How many diseases have we cured, but nobody knows because the fucking name of the drug is Beelzebub, the Blibbity do.
Right.
Just name that shit Slippy and get it over with.
A bibbity bobbity boop. What?
Yeah. COVID can rebound even in people who haven't taken Paxlovid, study finds. A preprint study found that nearly a third of people with COVID experienced rebound symptoms, and 12% tested positive again, regardless of whether they taken Paxlovid. Because, a lot of people were thinking maybe it's the Paxlovid for like people like Biden and whatnot, but they're saying this can also just happen
just naturally.
Yeah, naturally. 27% of people with COVID saw a rebound in their symptoms after they had initially improved. It happens all the time. People who are untreated with COVID who then feel better get symptoms afterwards, says study co-author Dr. Davey Smith, chief of infectious diseases and global public health at the University of California, San Diego School of Medicine.
I wonder if it's a thing where, like, let's say you caught, I'm just throwing it out there. Let's say you caught
throw it out there. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let's say you caught the flu and your symptoms go down and maybe it didn't run its course completely, but you start doing shit and it was like, oh, I went through and it almost come back twice as strong or some shit like that. Maybe it's something like that where people actually really do need to sit down and just rest their body, to actually give their body time to recover and go through the process. But because America, fuck yeah, we're rushing through the shit, and sometimes that allows it to come back.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, they didn't necessarily come to a conclusion on that.
Right.
They found that about 12% of people with COVID had a viral rebound, meaning they tested positive again several days after testing negative. This has been documented among people who have taken Paxlovid and is referred to as a Paxlovid rebound. But the study found the viral rebound occurred regardless of whether a person had taken an antiviral treatment. Anyone who had COVID could see a return to symptoms after they'd initially gone away, and these symptoms could be worse or not as bad as the first bout. It's just the viral variability in the natural course of infection. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has acknowledged the possibility of symptom recurrence in untreated COVID patients. When the agency in May issued a health alert informing physicians about Paxlovid rebounds, it also said that a brief return of symptoms may be part of the natural history of SARS-CoV-2 infection in some persons, independent of treatment with Paxlovid and regardless of vaccination status.
Yeah, that's just one thing where we're just continually to learn shit about this. Mm-hmm. And so it's one of the things where when people get it and it's quote unquote going through their system and they test negative, it don't mean that it's gone. It mean the possibility that it's actually, maybe still there but not testing, and then a few days later pop up again like you almost reinfected, when sometimes it's not a reinfection, it's just I'm assuming dormant and just come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because right now a lot of people have been assuming they got infected again.
Right.
And that may not be the case.
Correct. The way you're talking, I was like, that don't sound like that's always the case.
But yeah, they said in Pfizer's clinical trial on the drug, 1 to 2% of people taking Paxlovid tested positive for the coronavirus after testing negative. In a fact sheet for doctors prescribing Paxlovid, the drug maker noted that this has also occurred at similar rates among the placebo group, meaning that the drug and the rebound thing isn't necessarily connected. So it's interesting that so many media people reported it that way, but even before Biden, it was called like a Paxlovid rebound, and it sounds like that whatever percentage of people that is, that might not be even related to this drug.
It's just was something to report. Now I'm trying to feel like, oh, we can report it, we can connect it to this drug. Okay, let's go. Versus, they come out and they be like, well, it's a percentage of people that regardless of if they took this drug or not, this still happens to them. But right. That right there ain't sexist, so they're not gonna report it.
Although of course it is still doing what it's supposed to do, keeping people from dying.
Correct.
So the Paxlovid does work.
It does its job.
Health Canada warns of fake COVID rapid test kits after several were sold in Ontario. What kind of evil?
Oh no!
And you can't even blame this on American capitalism. This is Canada. They got healthcare and everything. Motherfuckers just greedy and fucked up.
Y'all sell fake maple syrup too. The fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's the real problem. Health Canada is warning the public about counterfeit rapid antigen test kits after several were sold in Ontario. They said the fake kits were sold online by Healthful Plus, which sounds fake.
Yeah, Healthful Plus.
Healthful Plus. Walked into no Healthful Plus store.
What is this? You go in there, you log on into the app, and all they show you is clips of health shit. Healthful Plus,
which did not have the required license to import, distribute, or sell medical devices in the country.
Oh, you ain't got no business over there. You ain't got your passport, and they was like, "No, you don't belong here. Get out of here."
The counterfeit kits have a label on the front that reads Health Advance Inc. instead of BTNX, which the BTNX is a legitimate company, but they basically copied and pasted and put this shit on the boxes.
Oh no.
Yeah. This is like the kind of shit that was dangerous when about that woman Elizabeth Holmes and her test kits and stuff that was supposed to warn people of disease and shit.
That shit was so fucked up.
But it was either giving false positives or false negatives depending on people and stuff, and people couldn't even run the test all the time. It started faking the results, and that's dangerous that someone could take this test, think they're doing the right thing, go out, give everybody COVID,
and not even know it.
Yeah, that's so dangerous. Someone should go to jail.
Yes, they should. How did they figure out? They went and they was like, this ain't in French. No, get out of here.
All right. COVID-19 vaccination rate lower among urban indigenous people, study shows. Why? I don't know why. Maybe that distrust of the government shit. Maybe it's not outreach. I don't know. But research published, this is in Canada, in the Canadian Medical Association Journal on Tuesday found that between March 2020 and December 2021, the 2-dose COVID-19 vaccine uptake for First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people were living in Toronto and London was 20% lower than overall population.
Yeah, they don't want y'all in there. They like, we good. You don't want your shots. What people fail to realize, no matter where you are, that racism is up there in Canada too. And they remember how y'all treated they Native Americans and shit like that. They was like, nah, dog, y'all not doing no bullshit on us. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to reach people once you've kind of done a distrust to their people.
Yeah, man. And it's sad because, it is a ravaging people and stuff, and same thing happened with Black people in America in some areas that didn't want to get vaccinated and would cite the past trauma of racism as a reason why not to. And I don't know what you do at this point.
Right.
We're so deep into the pandemic. You either at this point, I just believe you're not going to get it.
Right. Agreed. And it's very sad, but it's like I said, it's fucked up. No, racism is real, and you go and you impact these groups because of racism, and then you be like, oh, we got some medicine for you, and they're like, nah, we good.
Yeah, and then they got that fake maple syrup.
Right.
Yeah, that's the real problem.
That is the real problem.
COVID lockdown sees 80,000 tourists stranded in China's Hawaii in holiday horror. A whopping 80,000 tourists have been left stranded on the beautiful island of China's Hawaii after a COVID outbreak sparked a strict lockdown. Yeah. The tropical southern island of Hainan in the South China Sea had a non-perfect coronavirus track record, having recorded just 2 positive symptomatic COVID-19 cases in all of last year. Fast forward to this month, however, the number of cases suddenly soared, prompting a lockdown in the city of Sanya and leaving tens of thousands of tourists like Yang stuck on the island. Sanya, the island's main tourist hub, imposed a lockdown on Saturday and restricted transport links to try to stem the outbreak, even as some 80,000 visitors were enjoying its beaches at peak season. Many are now stuck in hotels until next Saturday, if not longer.
Wow. Imagine you like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take some time off, and they be like, when you come back to break, I don't know, bitch. Can I work remotely? Because apparently I don't think I'll be leaving here no time soon.
Yeah, and then on vacations it's funny because normally when you take vacations, you kind of have to budget in like, I'm going to spend money for 7 days and then I'm going back to my regular life, or I'm going to stop spending all this damn money.
Right.
I saved up for this. I have a certain budget. Mm-hmm. Then you extend that shit by 21 days or 10 days or 7 days or whatever. And now it's like, damn, all this shit is vacation cost. This is not like now I'm on vacation, but I'm eating fucking ramen again. Because
in my vacation spot, which I'd rather go back home for this.
Like I'm not paying rent, I'm paying rent back home, and also I'm paying fucking the hotel fees.
Double the bills.
And not to mention, like, what if something is booked or whatever? Like now people can't get in. I'm assuming, so you still probably gotta pay. Man, that's very inconvenient.
Right, and it's fucked up because it's like, well, hey, dog, if you gonna lock shit down, sit my ass home.
But then that's not a lockdown, Karen. That makes no fucking sense. Okay, this is why you can't be in charge.
Agreed. This is why I'm not in charge.
Yeah, if you can lock something down, send me home to give people the.
They're like, no, you can't do that, Karen. They were like, your black ass needs to be here like everybody else. Well, I guess I'll be bankrupt then. Because goddamn, like, who can afford this? Is y'all paying for the cost?
Yeah, I wonder how that works. If they like do something to like freeze the economy, kind of.
They have to, because like I said,
I don't know that they have to.
Well, that's
I
true.
just wonder if they do. It's China, and they might be like, fuck y'all. I don't know what they do.
That's true.
With the government.
And that's okay. That's really just fucked up. You just shutting shit down, and I just have to deal with it and go back.
Yeah, like as a business, how do they compensate you?
That's a good question.
As a traveler, do they comp your food?
Yeah, I think airlines and all that shit. Yeah, because y'all think you've booked airlines, you've booked all types of accommodations around this. Now you've lost your money for your airline. Can you get your money back for that?
All right. Lastly, Seattle's first monkeypox vaccine pop-up clinic runs out of shots. More than 500 people did receive a dose. It was for people who were at a high risk of monkeypox exposure, but more people than they had shots showed up. And so
because people are taking this seriously, and it's sad, but people, because monkeypox is external, you have breakouts on your face, you have breakouts on parts of your body. There's some people that's so vain that they'll go, I won't take the shot that could help save my life. Like I could die for this, but I'll take this shot because I want to walk around here with my face fucking breaking out. It's stupid.
Well, that's an extremely hot take that I'm not sure the data backs that up. We would have to, the reason they ran out is because there's not enough of these shots to go around.
Right.
If they would have had 500 coronavirus shots, they also would have ran out in a day. So we just had way more shots than that. Two, I'm not sure that this group of people are people who were like, I didn't want the coronavirus vaccine, but I do want the monkeypox vaccine. I would imagine most of these people this kind of group that's early to get this was early to get that coronavirus vaccine.
That's true. Like yeah,
we
this
don't
particular
have
group of
the
people, yes.
supply of monkeypox vaccine to truly calculate if people's vanity would make it different. And then of course it hasn't truly been politicized yet, and I would imagine a vast part of that is because the thing that's politicized to a lot of people is bigotry and homophobia.
Correct.
And so the real politicization of this is about the community and people feeling like this is, you know, their problem, and that's where you're going to run into some bigotry and some people that won't get it. But yeah, I don't know that this early. I think this is a good sign, is what I'm saying. I think.
Oh yeah.
The only thing that's bad is we don't have enough vaccines, but it's a good sign that people are lining up to get the shots because this is one we may have a chance to get under control.
I really do hope so. And I hope this continues. I hope people continue to take the shot, regardless of what makes them make that decision, get the shots.
Yeah. All right, let's get into other news. Senate Democrats passed budget package of victory for Biden.
Let's go.
Yeah, they passed this election year economic package to the Senate. Passed it Sunday, a hard-fought compromise, less ambitious than Joe Biden's original domestic vision, which we knew would be pared down.
Right.
We don't have the numbers. But one that still meets deeply rooted party goals like slowing global warming, moderating pharmaceutical costs, and taxing immense corporations.
Right.
Yeah. People are going to talk about the things that didn't make the bill, as is their want, and I understand because I want those things too. But this is a win, and this is a win for voters. This is a win for people that voted in 2020, people that voted Dem, the people in Atlanta that fought and got those runoff victories, and listen to Stacey Abrams. In Georgia. And it's really a win for all of us,
right,
that pushed through and voted and didn't try to, like, you know, brush this shit aside and earn my vote or else, or I quit, because this was only possible with Kamala Harris breaking the tie in the Senate, meaning this was every Democrat win. This was like when the stimulus package passed and it came down to literally 51-50, Kamala Harris breaking the tie. This is a victory that is hard fought, and of course it's not everything we want because you have all these different interests, and we literally don't have a mandate. I wish we had 65 Democratic senators and we'd get everything we want, but
and this is part of the compromise. And my thing is, shit is getting done, and I want shit to get done. And do you want faster, better, smarter? Yes, okay, yes, we all want that, nigga. Everybody wants everything, but you know what? This is better than nothing. I am not an all or nothing type of person. I was like, hey, if we can get 65, 75%, bitch, let's go. We get 85%, let's go. Like, I'm not like, if we got 50%, I'm still like, let's go. And some people go, 50%? Well, we didn't get 65, so fuck it, let the bitch burn. I'm like, no, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, so this is big, and I hope I know Democrats will campaign on this. I know they'll promote on this. I hope people see that this hard fought victory doesn't have to be as hard fought if we keep voting. I don't know. I worry about the fact that when we do get victories on our side, people relax and go,
yes, they do.
We can let the Republicans have it, right? We did our part. And it's like, no, it's a fight forever. You're never done. You're lucky that this is just a fight. All you have to do is go down to the fucking voting booth. Like, this isn't a get a gun or go kill somebody fight or burn, we got to go in the streets and kill the leaders and shit.
This is the bare minimum. Like, get your ass to the polls, and this shit matters, and keep this same energy up. I know people mad and all that shit, but keep this same anchor in your heart. I know I will. That's a flame that will never go out of my heart. Keep this shit up when November comes.
And of course, the Roe v. Wade stuff is still hanging over everything in Kansas. Gives me a lot of hope about turnout for that. And just hopefully, man, like it was interesting to see even the media give credit to Biden over this, because they almost always try to find a way that is fucked up and not good enough. And there were some outlets that tried that, and we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, it was good to see people have to step back and be like, yeah, Biden's having a great week. Like gas prices been going down for whatever 60 days or some shit like that.
Let's go.
And like, starting to pile up some positive momentum here. Let's keep that going. Now it wasn't without drama, because there's always drama. In this case, Bernie Sanders had before you go vote, you're allowed to like talk before you vote. And he gave a speech, or like a little thing that basically said like, this isn't good enough, we should have got more. He wanted to add an amendment to the bill that would have raised the corporate tax rate from 21% to 28%. The problem with this is, and he even started, it's called the Inflation Reduction Act, and he's like, it won't reduce inflation and all this stuff, right? This is the wealthiest nation on earth. We should not have the highest rate of child poverty of almost any country, he said in remarks on the floor. So he pushed to make the tax credit for the child tax credit of $300 per month for the next 5 years after it lapsed near the end of 2021. It drew pushback from Democrats he caucuses with. Keep in mind, he knew this because he's like, if not the head, but he's part of the Senate budget committee. So he did know what he was doing. The problem is, if you add this amendment to the bill, you basically have to start over and get everybody back on board and start. So he, at the last minute, offers this amendment, which of course was voted down. It failed 1-97, meaning he voted for his own amendment, and then 97 people, not just Democrats, but everybody said no. Like,
we're not going back to the drawing board with this. The fuck is wrong with you?
Like, we just barely got this shit done with Joe Manchin and Sinema. They absolutely would use this as a scapegoat to erode all progress. Then we wouldn't get anything passed, and people would then use this as the, look at Democrats, they can't get anything done, they fumbled the bag at the finish line, that kind of shit. Why are you doing this? And this is the thing that I dislike about Bernie.
Right.
It is this grandstanding that is so much about like, look at me, because he knew that this would happen. He did the same thing when he voted for the fucking when he voted for the super predator bill. He gave a speech that was like, well, I really am only supporting this shit because we need to do something about women, violence against women. And you're like, well, when it was time for you to run for president, you used that as an excuse, but then was making it seem like Hillary Clinton, who never voted for it, and Joe Biden were racist because he did vote for it. You supported it too. But it's like this kind of, so like years from now, whatever, if he runs again, he could be like, and I said that we should have had, puppets for every child in the bill, and they said no, and I was the only one, and that's why Democrats ain't shit. And it's like, man, why are we playing games at this late stage? This is just not the time for games. I don't like it when Sinema does it. She was grandstanding, trying to get some fucking she got with her way with like limiting some tax increase shit or something. It's just like, I don't know. I know it's their job, but damn, man, it's just like, you play too much. It's too late. Like not this time, man. Just read the room. Nobody's gonna fuck with this. And if and they can't. They can't be like, you know what, Bernie, you got a good point. Let's go ahead and amend it, restart over, come back in a couple weeks and see if we can get 51-50 again. Why? You barely got this through.
Yeah, and when it's shit like this is where he gets on my nerves, and it's one of those things where you consistently fight against the Democrats, but every time you run as a Democrat. It's a reason why, because independents can't win in this country. So it's my thing is then you get mad when they be like, nigga, you're not a Democrat, because you're not.
Well, Sherrod Brown got caught on a hot mic saying, "Come on, Bernie."
Right.
And keep in mind, Sherrod Brown is a advocate of putting the tax credit back in place. So this isn't like we don't like when he does stuff like this. The purpose is to say nobody supports this but me. And the truth is, no, a lot of people support it, but they understand the bigger picture of we'll lose everything if we try to pull your move right now. Like all of them could have got up and pitched their own pet, like thing of like, well, this isn't in the bill, and I'm gonna add an amendment, and everyone needs to vote for this. And it's like, man, bro, we can't do that.
Yeah, so that's my thing. Why are you bullshitting? You knew this was gonna get voted down. So what is literally the point? And he's a prime example of that all or nothing type of bullshit. Well, I'm like, this shit right here don't make no sense.
Yeah, so that was wild.
That's hilarious. She got caught on the mic, but and you know what? She got caught on the mic because she got frustrated.
Sherrod.
I mean, he got caught on the mic because he got frustrated.
Yeah,
like he fuck around and broke character. I was like, fuck.
Like, come on, man.
Right.
Here's another one. Dozens of people got sick after visiting a Kansas splash park.
A water park, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
A new federal study says dozens of people got sick after visiting a splash park near Wichita, Kansas last summer. The study by the Federal Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said that 21 people contracted Shigella bacteria and 6 others became sick with the norovirus after visiting the splash park in Tanganyika Wildlife Park in Goddard. Another 36 people reported gastrointestinal illnesses after visiting the splash park, but didn't have lab results confirming what caused their illnesses. At least 4 people were hospitalized afterwards.
What the fuck is that?
So people think, previously state and local health officials have said that 8 people who visit the park contracted Shigella, and other people tested positive for the norovirus, sapovirus, and a type of E. coli called enteropathogenic E. coli. Are they not cleaning the water?
Oh no!
Like, what could be happening?
When you say neuro, you're talking about brain, right?
Norovirus, not neural. Noro, Noro.
Okay.
Norovirus, not neural. I'm from the South. But yeah, you get diarrhea, sometimes bloody fever, and stomach cramps from Shigella. Yeah, doesn't sound good. The CDC report is based on a survey of 404 people who visited the splash park last year between May 28th and June 19th. Oh man,
that sounds like somebody is not cleaning that pool. That
something
sounds like somebody baby or somebody pissed the shit in that pool and they not cleaning
somebody
the pool
skipping
out
on
properly.
the chlorine
or something. Yeah, somebody not testing the water.
Just put some apple cider vinegar in there and keep the party going.
Because bitch, I would sue the fuck out of you.
I believe in holistic remedies. Okay. Yeah, they have at least 3 lawsuits that have been filed.
Yes.
1 was settled, but 2 remain pending. So yeah, and the director of Wildlife Park, Matt Fout, said, told the newspaper he didn't find the study useful. Of course not. It's useful to the people that are suing you.
Right.
Let's see what else is happening. The last Salem witch's name was finally cleared thanks to an 8th grade teacher and her students. Do we have to clear a witch's name?
People just going around talking about you're a witch with no reason why. You're a witch and just burn her.
Is that a thing that we need to declare? It just feels like it's a pretty obvious issue, which is that it was not real and did not happen.
No, y'all just wanted to find a way to kill women.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that, not interesting, but it just reminds me to think about, like, this country, man. There was a time when like this was happening. This is not a made up thing.
Mm.
People killed women for like,
It's
and
called
with not just killed them, but with like, we're gonna drown you. If you breathe underwater, you're a witch. If you die, our bad.
mhm,
We're gonna see if you are weigh as much as a duck.
a duck.
Yeah, that shit. Like, I'm not making it up. That's what shit was in there. We're burning you at the stake.
Of course, I
Like,
weigh more than a
if you
duck.
burn to death, clearly you're not a witch. But if you don't burn to death, then you a witch. And of course, they never found a witch.
Mm-mm.
But don't worry, 330 years later, we got you with the justice, sis. We gonna figure it out. Elizabeth Johnson Jr., a woman convicted of witchcraft during the Salem witch trials in the 1690s, was finally exonerated last week after years of petitioning by Massachusetts teacher Carrie LaPierre and her 8th grade civic students. Yeah, and then this, like, I always think it's just because like a woman decided she wasn't gonna get married at 14,
Right.
so she became a 20-year-old woman, and everybody started looking around like, what the fuck wrong with this? She must be a witch.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, she got a burn.
Yeah, she don't want to go with the rules, or she rejected some man,
Right.
or
That bitch a witch.
yeah, or not trying for her. She too pretty, and somebody got
Right.
jealous, like for the most mundane shit.
Yeah, she was accused of witchcraft with more than 200 other women and men in Salem. Of the convicted, 19 were hanged and 4 others died in prison.
Damn.
Johnson was set to be executed too, but later was spared. And yet, during Johnson's lifetime and over the centuries that followed, her name was never actually cleared. It wasn't until an 8th grade civics teacher at North Andover Middle School came across her story and involved her students in class in her case that Massachusetts legislators took notice.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I don't want to go back. Like, this is the bullshit that they used to do. Like, what make you think that, if people didn't have their way, they would resort back to this bullshit? Like, people think we're above that, but they had nuisance and shit when they was traveling their ass up there January the 6th.
I just want to thank the Democrats that we got this, woman exonerated. We got the, Inflation Act, the Reduce Inflation Act. We got the Choco Taco is back.
Oh, it came back?
Yeah, it's already coming back.
Okay.
The Mexican pizza is back full time. Like,
Mhm.
Listen, we did it, Joe. We did it.
We did it, Joe.
Joe Byron, we appreciate you. Let's see. Johnny Depp fans helped raise thousands to get records from his defamation trial unsealed. But did it backfire?
I didn't know you could pay for that.
Yeah, I mean, the Freedom of Information Act and shit. I think you can.
Okay.
You just have to have the money, I think, to pay for some of these things. I don't know if it's the exact Freedom of Information Act, but I know a lot of stuff is really if you have the money.
Oh, right.
To do it, because a lot of this stuff, because he wanted a public trial and all this shit, it's it can be attained. For weeks, Johnny Depp fans have been riding high on the actor's relative victory in his defamation case against Amber Heard, his ex-wife, who insinuated in 2018 Washington Post op-ed that he had physically abused her. But their parade was somewhat dampened last weekend with the release of thousands of pages of unsealed court documents in the case, with much of the new information casting Heard in a more sympathetic light and Depp in a less flattering one.
I wonder if this is something that she wanted and they was like, nah, we ain't even gonna bring
that up.
Well,
it's more than likely a lot of the stuff that is sealed because someone requested it to be sealed. Sometimes the judge makes a call on their own, but
okay.
Like one side can be like, this isn't relevant. And if who wins that battle can shape, in a very public case like this, it can shape public perception, because I can't know what I can't see. Right. And the newly released documents, for example, show Heard declined to demand her fair share of Depp's multi-million-dollar fortune when they divorced. And there was a lot of people that said she's just a gold digger and she was trying to get his money. The allegation that Depp's lawyers tried to get nude photos of her submitted as evidence at trial. Last month, the judge Penny Ascarte unsealed thousands of court documents in the case. Andrea Burkhart, a Washington State-based attorney, reached out to Fairfax County Circuit Court to get copies of the records, according to her tweets. She is a self-described legal color commentator who followed the case very closely. In videos, she says she's been a practicing attorney for 15 years. In addition to the Depp trial, she has also closely been following the litigation involving Marilyn Manson and expressed the belief that both men are victims of false abuse accusations. Oh, no. Yeah, okay, these bitches be lying.
Right.
And keep in mind, this person is seeking fame off of this, and this is what happened with a lot of that Heard shit. There's a lot of people who were able to rise to prominence on like TikTok and stuff by posting memes and pictures and
going to the court and all that stuff. They was like, we gonna make a name for ourselves,
taking evidence out of context and being like, you know, look at this picture, look at this picture. This proves that she was lying. And a lot of people bought it and fell for a hook, line, and sinker. And you won't see those people coming back. You won't see apologies. You won't see changes of heart. I don't think that happens anymore.
Nope.
For most people. So I don't expect this evidence to make people go, oh man, I was big in her camp. I was big in his camp, but seeing some of this stuff, I realized, oh, I was wrong. Because he also had a trial overseas where some of this evidence was allowed in and where some of these things were alluded to and people didn't give a fuck. It was like,
right,
soon as he won this trial in America, it was like he never did anything wrong. She was always lying. But yeah, from the get-go, she made it clear she thought Heard had committed an abuse hoax. On the first day of the trial, she tweeted, "It's time to stop ignoring the reality of female violence and erasing male victims of abuse." Throughout the trial, Depp maintained that he never physically abused her and that he was a real victim in their relationship. When Burkhart learned that many of the sealed court filings would be made public after the verdict, she was practically giddy on her YouTube channel about the prospect that they could contain dirt on Heard. If Amber Heard was hoping to keep all this stuff secret behind a seal in the Fairfax County Courthouse, I think she's going to find herself out of luck at the end of the day.
You didn't know what they said.
So then Depp fans raised more than $7,000 to unseal the findings.
Wow.
Yep. Burkhart was told by the court's legal records manager that there were more than 6,600 pages of unsealed filings and it would cost $3,321 to get copies, she said in another tweet. So she appealed to her more than 44,000 followers to raise the money. Less than an hour later, she tweeted that the goal had been surpassed.
Goddamn.
Many of those who responded to her call featured pro-Depp pirate hats in their Twitter handles. And subsequent tweets, she posted screenshots showing she donated more than $7,000 in extra money to Children's Hospital of Los Angeles and the Art of Elysium. The selection of those charities was a jab at Amber Heard, since the two organizations became a focal point at trial when Depp's team offered evidence that Heard failed to fulfill donation pledges to them as well as to the ACLU, which also was not really true. Those donations a lot of times are meted out over time. And so she was never going to just drop off a lump sum. But then also her earnings obviously took a big hit after all this negative publicity from this trial and from the acrimonious divorce. And so she was like, it would take me longer to pay this. And people were like, this is evidence she was lying. She kept the money for herself. She never was going to do it. Just it was any way to spin it negative is how people took the Amber Heard shit.
Correct.
Leslie Cupp, a vice president at the Art of Elysium, confirmed Burkhart's donation in a statement to Insider on Tuesday, which also took a subtle shot at Heard. Yes, I can confirm that we received a donation, not a pledge, of more than $5,000 from Andrea Burkhart. We're extremely grateful, said Cupp said. So then let's see. The newly exposed court documents were seen by many as a net win for Heard after she faced widespread backlash online during the trial, as well as a bit of karma for her detractors. Newsweek spoke to two lawyers on Tuesday who expressed the opinion that the unsealed documents reflected poorly on Depp and may have come as a surprise to fans who helped get them published.
Now you look stupid.
Yeah. So then they have a bunch of tweets that people had.
Yeah, and the people just determined it's her fault and they don't care.
All right. And then of course, they, like I said, they did not budge. This woman Burkhart is still, she declined to be interviewed,
Of course.
but then said on her YouTube channel, mainstream media is cherry picking and misinterpreting the information from the unsealed documents.
What? So
Yeah.
they misinterpreting what the documents actually said because you actually look like a fool now. You went and demanded this shit come out, and it's almost like, hey, yeah, he was kind of at fault too, and they like, nah.
Right. So it's just
Okay.
yeah, and the thing is they're saying it's cherry picking, but like they cherry pick too to be on his side. It was a lot of like he was an innocent victim of a woman who was trying to trap him and all this shit. But yeah, it's and of course, even in these unsealed documents, there are going to be things about her too, you know. So the argument to a lot of folks was never Amber Heard did nothing in retaliation. She did nothing that was also would be considered bad or fucked up. She said she's on record saying shit that was fucked up too, but it was Johnny Depp did nothing, and his defense was I never did anything. Right. And so now you find out like, oh no, he did do some shit. So I think that's kind of interesting that people you know, people took it that way or whatever. But yeah, we'll see as more shit gets revealed.
We will.
I had like a list and I can't find the article now. Because I had like an itemized list that was like, yo, here's the new shit or whatever.
Oh, okay. Oh. You trying to search for it in your pocket or something?
Yeah, I'm pulling it. Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up through Google now since this I can't get it. I guess I didn't save the article. Fuck. You know me, I'll just be cherry picking. Trying to find
you can Google itemize a list, the new shit in the trial.
So it says
new shit. Like a mixtape.
Celebrities are unliking Johnny Depp's post-trial Instagram post after new court documents were unsealed. The fact that they were liking it in the first fucking place is weird.
Right.
Like if nothing else, you knew it was a toxic relationship.
Right. Both ways. Right.
Yeah. Like that's weird. Yeah, on Thursday, a viral Twitter thread first shared a swelling list of celebrities who initially liked and appeared to have unliked Johnny Depp's celebratory Instagram post, shared after he won his defamation case in May. Jezebel has since confirmed these celebrities' Instagram accounts no longer appear to like the post as of Friday afternoon. They include Bella Hadid, Sophie Turner,
so I was like, oh shit.
Makeup influence Nikki Tutorials, Orlando Bloom, Robert Downey Jr., Zoe Dutch, Joey King, Dakota Fanning, Jennifer Coolidge, Jordan Fisher, McKenna Grace, Riley Coe, and Bruce Campbell. Amanda Knox, an activist known for her wrongful conviction in Italy for the murder of her roommate in 2007, also appeared to have initially liked the post in May. Her account no longer likes the post as of Friday. Notably, even CUNY, which previously boasted about how one of its alums has worked on Depp's team, apologized for the email earlier this week. So I guess now people are trying to take it back. Yeah, that's wild.
Somebody was like, somebody got a hold of them public relation people. Like, you need to unlike that. No.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody got a hold of them.
I was like, this is going to look bad. No, unlike.
Yeah, but man, I really wish I had saved that first article.
You don't, yeah, because you probably don't remember where it was because it was probably more detailed.
Okay, yeah, let's see. Erectile dysfunction claims and more than intense number of unseen pages released. Okay, does this one break it down? Yeah. Yeah, suffering from erectile dysfunction isn't really like that's not that damning. Although that she said that was one of the reasons that he was so violent. They said that might relate to the allegations of sexual assault. While it wasn't able to be used in court, it's quite an explosive revelation as its connection to Amber Heard's lawyers attempted to make between alleged ED and his reported anger towards her. While this ultimately didn't make, and I know what it was. It was like an ex-girlfriend of his. Also had accused him of being like very controlling and jealous and aggressive towards her, especially whenever she like dressed too sexy. And according to him, he would like come down on her for that shit. And one of the big things was always people going, well, he's never had an ex-girlfriend. Y'all claim he's so bad, but his other ex-girlfriend said this didn't happen to them. So why would we believe Amber Heard? And then that was sealed, you know. Let's see. There was accused of photo. Amber Heard's lawyers accused him of editing photos of his injuries, which is something that she was accused of on TikTok and stuff. So then it's like, well, here's his team trying to submit these photos that look the same, and people are like, I mean, if you're one of these TikTok fools, how can you not see that believing one set is fake but not the other? How would that not be hypocritical?
Right.
But yeah, there was also, let's see, there was also Depp's texts with Marilyn Manson were also part of the unsealed documents. They didn't say what those were, but Marilyn Manson is obviously, accused of sexual assault and shit.
Own thing happening.
There was also Amber Heard had potentially damaging information barred, such as claims she was an exotic dancer and an escort before breaking big in Hollywood. What's more, there was a deposition from a former employer of Heard's sister, Whitney Henriquez, who claimed she had admitted Heard was at fault in the infamous Johnny Depp finger incident. This was also not able to be mentioned in court as a defamation case is playing out. So, yeah. But I'm sure Depp will be fine and we'll be moving on from this.
Yes, we will.
All right, let's move on to some other stuff. How about some let's do some broke. We ain't got it. Let's talk about this brokenness happening in America.
Okay.
Demand for grocery delivery cools as food costs rise.
Yeah, because you're gonna be paying more. So people are like, I'll just go to the store now.
Yeah, I also think it cool because a lot of people just started going back to the store.
Yes.
Like once mask mandates and shit were not in and people started being like, fuck it, YOLO, why wouldn't they be just going to the store?
It's still really convenient. I don't, like I say, and with you being back, I don't use it as often, but it's
very convenient.
Yeah, when I'm by myself, I would use that shit.
But it's not just the delivery costs money; it's the groceries cost more money.
Correct.
So it gotta be a little more judicious. I'm sure people getting sticker shock on there. It's like, before it was like, oh yeah, Instacart, just throw that extra $6-7 whatever dollars on plus a tip and blah blah blah. And now you're looking at that shit like $10 for a loaf of bread. I'll walk.
Yes, I'll walk it for the sale. I can find cheaper bread if I go with myself.
Yeah, so I think that kind of makes sense. Americans are spending less in general and having to go down brands and go down stores. Americans spent $500 million on groceries in a pre-pandemic month. By June 2020, it ballooned to $3.4 billion business for the grocery delivery. But that's in the height of the pandemic. In June 2022, Americans spent $2.5 billion on grocery delivery, which is down 26% from 2020. For comparison, they spent $3.4 billion on grocery pickup, which saw demand drop 10.5% from its pandemic highs. Because pickup does cost less.
Oh, okay, right. So a lot of people just order, pick up, and then just go.
Yeah.
And because I know a lot of people were doing that prior to the pandemic. Because I got kids and shit. I'm not going in here with these kids. Holla, let me order my shit, pick it up on my way home from work, and keep it trucking.
Cost is the biggest reason. Peter Cloutier, the growth commercial strategy lead at Chase Design, said it's difficult to get groceries to a customer's door for less than $10 premium, which covers labor and transportation. Often that cost is higher. Yeah, and keep in mind, gas costs a lot for these cars too.
Yeah, that's another cost. And a lot of the premium things, I mean, like even with toothpaste, your name brand toothpaste, like your Colgate and all that
Yeah.
shit. People go, I'm gonna get some AIM. I'm gonna get some cheap shit and keep it trucking. And they've done studies that said like once people go down, they say it's hard for people to go back up.
Yeah.
Like once people start spending less and realize, oh, this shit worked just as good as the name brand, and I ain't got to get the tartar control when I could just brush my teeth with this AIM. I'm not paying. I paid 99 cents. I'm not paying $5 for a tube of toothpaste no more. And cereal and all kinds of stuff. And they were saying like a lot of companies are finding it. And I think with the shortage that they were having before, more places have kind of evened it out. You still maybe find a shortage here or there, but most of the shelves are full now. And a lot of places are like, hey, when I came in here, the shit wasn't here for 3 months. I went down and I'm not going back. And they were saying it's hard to get people to go back up.
That makes sense. DoorDash also, so like Target delivery is $10, not including the tip. DoorDash also offers delivery from Target, but it charges more for each item on its website. The cart rings up to $39.90 for DoorDash, which then adds $12.18 in taxes and delivery fees. And the consumer adds, if you add a $10 tip, you end up paying $62.08. If you order it straight from Target, it's $35 and then $10 delivery fee.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
Right.
that's how they compensate, because we've been at places because we periodically order DoorDash because it's just convenient. And when we go in, I've actually had people tell me to my face, hey, you actually save money if you call us directly than order.
Oh yeah, all the time. And sometimes I do that. Depending on the restaurant and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, that's where we're at right now.
Mm-hmm.
Inflation is weighing on back to school buying for many families because we broke. We ain't got it. Parents are focusing on the basics while also trading down to cheaper stores amid surging inflation. I'm sure the dollar store crayons is off the hook.
The dollar store is flames. Aldi is flames. Salem
For back to school.
Aldi. I mean, food. Like when you're packing lunches and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about school supplies?
I would imagine so. I think the dollar store more than like an Aldi or something, because like,
right,
you know what I'm saying, you got that. Even though I heard the dollar store going up, but it's not as much as if you go to like a Harris Teeter.
Yeah, dollar store, Family Dollar. I could see people tearing them up too.
Dollar General, like that kind of stuff is probably getting a lot more of them 5 crayons packs.
Yeah, you might have to replace them more frequently, but shit, you ain't paying full price at once.
Yeah, a lot plastic ruler without that little silver edge.
But I know everything plastic, and you like, hey, Grandma, I can't get my line straight for my my triangle. I don't care nothing about that, Grandma. My markers went dry at school. Didn't I just buy them? Yes, Grandma. They only last 3 strokes, and then they gone. Yeah. This ain't no Crayola.
It's gonna be a lot of that. Pencils the mechanical pencils that you twist instead of to just click the button.
Or even the ones you pencil sharp, you fucking press too hard, them shits break. For
it's not a number 2 lead, it's like a number 7.
Oh, you know what? That's right. Everything ain't number 2. Yeah, you get number 1.5. You be like, this shit ain't right.
You can still pass them standardized tests. Just circle a little harder, baby.
No, Grandma.
You just gotta grind it in there a little harder.
I need a number. They said number 2, Grandma.
It'll read it. Don't worry about that.
Make that circle dark, Grandma. Take me twice as long to do the test.
Use that black crayon then.
You better use that black marker, Grandma. The one is dry.
You get one number 2 pencil for the year.
The whole year.
Don't use this for nothing but standardized tests.
I see you writing with this. We're gonna have problems.
It's still some nub on that eraser now. Don't you try to throw that away.
Right. You're like, Grandma, ain't nothing on here but eraser.
And lastly, how much do you need to earn to afford a modest apartment in California?
Oh, probably about $2,500, $3,000.
Broke. We ain't got it.
With $3,000, $3,500. I'm guessing.
I know you guessing.
Okay.
I'm waiting for you to finish guessing now to read the article.
Go ahead.
I'm
playing Price is Right. $3,500.
Come on down. $1.
Yes.
for the purposes of the report, the NLIHC defined affordability as costing no more than 30% of a tenant's income, rent, and utilities based on the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development's definition of fair market rent. In dollar amounts, that means the average U.S. worker would need to earn $25.82 per hour to afford a 2-bedroom apartment, or $21.25 for a single bedroom apartment.
A lot of people don't make that.
That's just the national average.
Right.
So some states have higher housing wages.
Mm-hmm.
In Hawaii, you need $40.63 per hour for 2 bedrooms.
Got out.
While the housing wage in California is 39 cents and $1 per hour.
That ain't too much lower.
Yeah, I mean it's less than $1 lower, or about $1.60 lower. Massachusetts 37.97, New York 37.72, and Washington 34.33. The average housing wage in the most affordable states, meanwhile, were determined to be in Arkansas, $14.89.
But a lot of people don't want to stay there. It's like, I'm not going there.
Keep in mind, basic minimum wage is $11. Right. West Virginia, $15.38. Mississippi, $15.67. South Dakota, $16.11. Kentucky, $16.18.
Right.
And Puerto Rico was the only territory with a lower housing wage, which is $9.88.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And people talking about, I want $15 an hour. Well, bitch, I can't even afford a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yep. And it said that Black and Latino workers were most likely to be affected by the wage rental disparities, and most likely to all income levels to be renters.
Of course, and a lot of them have to work 2 or 3 jobs. A lot of times in a 1-bedroom apartment with you and the child, or you and children, and you try to go to 2. Woo, nigga, no.
Exactly. So
somebody sleeping on the couch.
Somebody sleeping on the couch. That's what they say. All right, let's do some fucking with black people. Pull up the fucking with black people song. Boom.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Hey, we're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them black people. We're just fucking with them blacks. We're just fucking with black people. Hey, hey,
Oh yeah. A teacher was fired after she made toddlers wear blackface masks for Black History Month.
All the toddlers?
A daycare teacher in Massachusetts has been fired after she made young children wear blackface masks for Black History Month, and the daycare has temporarily shut down out of fear of protest.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah. Here's a picture of one of the masks. You could. It looked like all the children.
Them paper masks.
Shout out to this little girl in the left that looked like she covered her face, like she knew this was gonna be bad. She said, "Let me just put this over my face. Y'all taking a picture? Take me out of it." I see kids Montessori daycare in. Is it Montessori? I don't know. Montessori? Rotisserie kids.
I want to say Montessori. That's how I've heard it pronounced.
Montessori. Daycare Newton posted an apology letter on his front door after it got attention on social media when the teacher had kids make blackface masks to learn about Black History Month. One mother, Nadira Pierce, picked up her children at the school and learned what happened. She complained, pulled her kids out of the school, and wrote about what happened on social media. This is unacceptable and don't really understand the concept of this project.
Right.
Just teach the book.
Right. Just teach the book. We don't need any extracurricular shit.
I guarantee the instruction book did not say it's time to make some blackface mask and put them on the kids. It's not even in there.
Some rubber band tearing up their circulation and shit.
Just teach these niggas about Martin Luther King and the nigga that was a heart surgeon and move the fuck on.
8 approved Negroes, and let's get to going.
Come on. You can't just pull out some Sojourner Truth or George Washington Carver and confuse them and make them think he invented the peanut or some shit and just move on. Damn.
Right.
The school posted an apology on the door to celebrate Black History Month. A teacher in the Tyler classroom for IC kids planned and carried out an activity that involved black mask, blackface. One of the parents brought it to our attention and was offended. The teacher apologized to the parent. The statement said the teacher was reprimanded and admitted the wording of the Facebook apology was not the best statement. So we apologize to everyone and anyone this may have offended.
So you had to apologize for the apology?
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, so you're gonna back up and you're gonna have some parents who be like, fuck no, I'm not coming
back.
The
apology, they posted an apology on Facebook, but that apology drew criticism. The apology claimed the school's leaders were hearing of protests happening at the center that will put the children and staff at risk, so they closed the school for safety concerns.
Oh, because you got some pissed off parents.
They didn't hear shit, Karen. It wasn't no motherfucking we got to like they had like motherfucking Radio Raheem got killed and people was gonna throw a garbage can through the school window.
No. They probably got
nothing
calls.
was about to happen.
Yeah, they got
nothing
calls.
was about to happen. I don't know. It wasn't no threats either. It was just they knew they fucked up. It's like, we better close the school because niggas don't know how to act. They gonna kill us all. Like they not gonna do they might have come up there and gave you a piece of their mind, or you might have had some picket signs and you didn't want to deal with the fucking optics of it. Right. So you turned it into like, for the safety of everyone involved. It's not even a safety call. It's an embarrassment call, an accountability call.
Right. We don't want the news up here every day asking us about this either, basically.
Yeah. Now,
you sound like you don't know how to handle it because you had to apologize for the apology.
Right. Now, the statement did say the teacher who conducted the activity has since been released from her employment. The apology received was empty, and then go on Facebook and see the apology was disheartening, Pierce said. I hope this is a lesson to possibly really prepare to do projects on cultures before doing them to avoid hurtful gesture to a group of people. That's the other thing. It's the disrespect.
Right.
You didn't do any research or preparation. Take it serious.
Right.
Because I hate to turn into a oppression Olympics, and it's not, but I've never been in a class where we learned about the Holocaust and we did no bullshit like this. Right. Not once. And I've learned about the Holocaust multiple times in class every year in history. They brought it up. America was the good guys in that one, quote unquote, because we, saved the day. And they never let's show you how it was to be Jewish. We're going to make a fake concentration camp. We're going to do the ovens. You would never do no disrespectful shit like that.
Right.
But when it's us, let's go blackface. We gonna treat everybody like slaves. Hey, the black kids stay over here. Yeah, why are you doing any of this? Teach the goddamn lesson.
Yep. And what's so fucked up is like nobody looked over the lesson plan and somebody was like, yeah, okay.
Now I gotta teach my fucking kid about blackface when they get home. Dracarys for me.
They're the same because it's stupid, and it's one of the things, like you say, you don't take it seriously because you really thought that this was smart, and then you panicked. Apology, and then you had to apologize for the apology, and because you didn't want to deal with the probably some phone call or probably people coming and going, my child will not, because for a lot of people, they were like, well, my child will not go here because the Montessori school, you pay for them bitches. Right. You start getting them stars and all them. We teach 18 languages and shit like that. I'm paying the arm and the leg to go to this bitch anyway. You gonna have my child in blackface. Fuck no.
Right. We just go to the public school where they don't put the kids in blackface.
Right.
All right, let's do another one. No, hold on, let me find a different one. TikToker details horrifying moment he found Black Sims chained up in his ex-boyfriend's game. What is happening with the Sims?
I don't know. You could do that in the Sims? I got the Sims and I've never seen that before.
I've heard about the new update. People saying now you can do incest.
Oh,
Sims just got a lot going on that I'm just not privy to.
I did not know that.
Okay, so TikToker Blake Babin recently posted a video revealing that in 2016 he was playing The Sims on his then boyfriend's computer when he discovered that his now ex was keeping chained up Black Sims in the basement of his virtual home.
Is this a mod? I'm assuming.
Karen, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't play the game.
Okay, because I
True
play
story.
on Xbox. I don't think you can do that.
True story. Babin, who is white, wrote in the video's caption an ex from 5+ years ago. The video shows Babin recreating the moment of discovery. He leaps up from his computer while playing the TikTok sound. That'll do it. You don't have to worry about me. After getting up from his chair, Babin puts his code on the exit shot. The video's been viewed 5.8 million times. It's been taken down by now. Y'all posted a follow-up video telling more of the story. The relationship did not end long after this happened. He was racist. He was kind of like misogynist. He was a cheater. Babin said he was on the computer playing the game. When he got to the basement, he asked his ex point blank what was going on. He's flustered, I guess. He comes over. He's like, oh, that's nothing. He could see that I was weirded out by it, so I guess he started to get worried. Maybe it's just normal for him. I guess it was. He took the computer from me. He made light of it. He closed it and just moved on really quickly. He also recalls ex would sometimes point out black individuals on the street, which was obviously weird behavior. Babin said it was clear Sims in the basement were working slaves and that he remembers the chains, but asked other fans to confirm if it was possible in the Sims world. Babin said he asked his ex, okay, you want to be quirky, you want to have your slaves in your basement, why you got to make them black? And then he fumbled and came up with some excuse. He added that his ex is a really bad person and I don't support this behavior at all. Of course, some people question the fact that he would even be dating somebody like this in the first place. And what do you mean the relationship ended not long after the incident? Meaning, why didn't it end immediately, I guess? Even though, I mean, to be honest, that's kind of a weird thing to note.
Right.
like, I mean, not like, he didn't have actual real slaves in his basement. I can see you taking a second to decide how you feel about this. And it sounded like it was accumulation of a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. The biggest thing is what made you feel like sharing it. Because I don't, that's some shit that goes me to my grave.
And for real though,
I was even dating somebody like that.
I might tell somebody, personal to me, but like, this shit just fucked up. But yeah, everything about me cannot.
It's a crazy story, but
yes,
you know how TikTok and social media works. They're gonna make you the villain at some point.
Of course.
Wait, why didn't you kill him on the spot? You're like, okay. Anyway, 0 to 100.
This gets a 50.
Yeah, I give it a.
I'm irritated because it's fucked up, but it is a video game.
I wonder if it's the other thing. I do have to wonder is if it's possible, and if he made it up.
That's why I'm not giving it 100 either, because I was like, it's one of those things where you go, is this real? Is this a mod? Can you actually do this? Like I said, I played The Sims before, and I have on Xbox. And no, Xbox, you can't do any modifications. I know you can on PCs.
Right.
So that's why I was asking, is this a PC thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say 52.
Right. And if more information comes out, that number will go up or down depending on, we're not down, we'll go up depending on that. But right now I'm 50.
Yeah. All right, let's do one more. A viewer tells a news anchor with the Africa pendant to be proud of being American.
What?
Mm-hmm. An anchor woman from WWL TV in New Orleans shared on Twitter last week an email she received from a viewer who took umbrage at a piece of jewelry she was wearing on the air. If you persist in wearing a medallion of Africa, please know that I will change channels. You are an American first and should be proud of that. Probably a person that wants her to go back to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
I got a chain like that. A lot of people, they don't know nothing about the African medallions. Mm-mm. Why they hating?
Right, because the thing is, when you talk about heritage, people die.
Right.
When I was just saying, when white people talk about my heritage and shit like that, you go, oh, okay. All right, we know the hoods is coming out and the crosses are being burned.
She was unmoved.
We don't do that shit.
She was unmoved by it and just tweeted, nah.
I don't blame you.
She's like, I'm
good.
Yeah. I'll take it under advisement.
Yeah, noted.
Yeah.
That he lied in his response.
No.
That's what she said. Also, another one of these motherfucking fine ass black anchors. What is happening?
She's gorgeous.
What is?
They put that. She's like, "Are we done? Are we done?" That's what she said. Are we done here?
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Are we done here?
0 to 100.
Oh, this is 0 because she made him mad and she didn't back down. I am not fucked with.
Yeah, I give it a 0 as well.
So do you see that people with a jury with a Jewish jury on? Like, do you say
like if you have a Star of David or something like that,
right?
Like, is just people. Also, news people that watch the news really be thinking they special. Yes. Bitch, we all got channel 6. Change it then. What? You ain't nobody.
You know you got more than the 5 channels that you normally watch, right?
Oh, customer is always right, ass nigga. Move the fuck on. Don't nobody care about that shit. I noticed that the black woman's hair was natural and not relaxed. Yes. I will take my business up the street to the Fox News. Take it.
They complain about the outfits. You don't hear that shit about the men at all, but they complain about the women all the time.
The weather woman's dress was a little too colorful for me. Let's just let her know that she needs to put on a muumuu because it's distracting my husband. Like, it's just shut up.
Go control him. What the fuck they got to do with me?
Yeah. Damn. All right. So moving to some other news. How about some? Let's see. What I want to talk about. We did fucking with black people. Then the cookout. I mean, we don't need to do the cookout right now.
Okay.
Let's do white people news. Okay, I haven't done any white people news in a minute.
Wow, right?
And let's see what these white folk is talking about. Boom.
White people news. We're bringing exciting to the barbecue. We might be problematic or a little bit dim. The sun's really harsh on our fragile things. White people news.
Oh, see what the whites got going on today. Martin Shkreli once bragged he had an IQ of 150, but he doesn't.
Yeah, they got tests to show it.
He's the ultimate like white man. But yeah, he's scamming again. He did like a 45-minute stunt where he was live streaming, taking an IQ test, and he only took half of it, and then he claimed that he got a 129, and that means he's actually even smarter because if he would have took the whole test, he would have got double that. So his fans think he's a genius, and it just reminds me of just the infinite amount of what do you call it, belief and benefit of the doubt that white folks are giving. This nigga a scammer,
right?
Like what are y'all even on his shit for? Like what, you know what I mean? Like what is the purpose of being over there fucking with Martin Shkreli at this point? He's a terrible guy.
Yes. He's out of jail and he's like, whatever it takes to get me back in the limelight.
Yeah. Addison Rae sparked backlash after posing in a religious themed bikini. So messed up.
Who is that?
Addison Rae is a white girl from TikTok. The reason I know her is she is one of these white people that got super famous from TikTok and was accused of a lot of appropriation and stuff. Not that she's a bad person or any of this shit, but it's just that thing that happens. White people and the algorithm combined to make sure that white people got all the credit and all the props and the praise for some of the same shit that black people did, even when it was salt and pepper to taste.
Right.
So you got black people doing these inventive dances that you know, like, oh my god, look at this dance, they're killing it, they're doing this, that, and the other. And then you got you know, Addison Rae and crew coming through being like, yeah, so my shit not as hot as that.
Right. And,
but
and maybe I haven't been on TikTok in a while. I know people still do dance, but I don't think you have a lot of the dances trending like that. Not unless a very popular song come out, but at one period of time, that was all TikTok was known for.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think it's changed over the course of the last like year or so. It went from like the viral dance and all this shit. Not that people don't still have stuff like that, but now stuff that's going viral. It's a lot more talking,
Yeah.
Challenges,
More than right. That type of stuff.
Yeah, so I can see how people would be like, anyway, so that's how she's famous.
Okay.
And of course she's hot, quote unquote, traditionally in the white sense, because that's what TikTok is really. It's you're not gonna it's a lot of like hot people doing shit, and then people go, oh, it's just I've never seen nothing like this. It's like you've never seen nothing like this and want to fuck them that bad, so they can come on there and tell you something like, did you guys know that water turns to ice at 32 degrees? And it's like, well, you have an 8-pack ab, so I'm gonna share this a million times, but yeah, her bikini says Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, and the Father and the Son is on the titties, and then the Holy Ghost is on that pussy, because I speak in tongues. You know what I'm saying? I think you guys know what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Woo.
I've never seen that before. Okay.
Yeah, Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Other
people been wearing it too. This is a different person that wore a French version. And of course people are mad and saying that it's fucked up and whatnot.
I guess.
I mean, I'm not a religious person. I assume that the thing to me that's weird is like, why is it fucked up? Y'all wear your religious gear everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, how is it disrespectful? Like, y'all put Jesus on a t-shirt and rock that shit everywhere and all the time, and it's honk if you praise the Lord or whatever, type of shit all the time. I don't get why this one would be like the exception, where it's like, this is too much. Why would you do this?
Because you can.
Yeah. But also for her purposes, it's a spectacle that draws controversy.
Yeah.
So people are gonna be like, yeah, man, I'm
win for her.
Yeah, I guarantee you there's a bunch of people that's like, their anger is driving her their anger is gonna drive her clicks and engagement and make it worthwhile for her to do it. It's it's like it's the Kardashian model.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Meghan Trainor spoke out about something very important. Her infamous double toilets with her husband.
What are they side by side? Well, I don't get this.
She's putting an end to this toilet humor rumor. Yes, the all about that bass singer and husband Daryl Sabara have commodes stationed side by side, but contrary to vital reports, she can't stomach going number 2 next to him. The 28-year-old singer-songwriter recently revealed on the Pretty Basic with Alicia Marie and Remy Cruz podcast how her home bathroom situation really works with the Spy Kids star, who's 30. He'll hang out with me
I didn't realize she had turned 30.
No, he's 30. She's 28.
Okay, I didn't realize he had turned 30.
She says he'll hang out with me while I poop. It was just, I can't take his poop. Sorry, Daryl. Like, man poops are different fucking level, but my poops don't smell. While the couple doesn't go,
what smell like flowers?
Right. While the couple doesn't go number 2 together, they still use the bathroom unitedly every day. It's the best part. We hold hands, we pee, she said. He sits while he pees, which he's mad that I told the world that too. It's easy. He's tired. He's a dad. In 2021, Trainer divulged that she and Sabara like to use their double toilets in a tandem, as she first explains on the Why Don't You Date Me podcast last year. We just got a new house and we did construction. Nobody knows this, but in our bathroom, there was one toilet. And at one time in the middle of the night, when we were with the baby, we got to pee at the same time. So I was like, can we please have 2 toilets next to each other? We got 2 toilets sitting next to each other, and we've only pooped together twice. She said, adding, we pee at the same time a lot.
We know you drink a lot of water.
I mean, I thought I was codependent. This is the next level.
No, thank you. I do not want this.
Yeah, good luck.
Can't you just have 2 bathrooms? Like, what's wrong with that?
Right.
Like, I don't understand. Like, you get the shower, I get my shower, you get your tub, I get my tub. Like, I see nothing wrong with this. That actually handles that problem. So if you have more than one bathroom, now you have an extra toilet that you have to worry about breaking or something happening to it.
Right. Is oh my God. I would be I would be mortified, to be honest. I'd be like,
why? That was
Yeah.
my question. Like, you do know it's a whole nother room in here that you want your own bathroom.
Right. I wonder if she thought it'd be cute, maybe.
Yeah, because nobody asked for this information.
Because I'm pretty sure I would yeah, like why?
Right, nobody. And white people just be telling shit and then be like, oh, I didn't realize y'all was going to react like this.
Yeah, this is literally that meme where it's like nobody.
Yes, nobody. Nobody, huh? Me and my husband poop side by side. Go, who asked for this? Who asked for this? Nobody asked for this.
Oh my God, man.
But like this, and even if y'all did, we didn't need to know this. This is your private life.
And her poor husband, right? Because
right.
like I mean, I'm assuming a little bit, not just because he's a man, but just as a human being, you don't want everybody knowing that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Did
like,
she just want something to talk about on the podcast? This is stupid.
Yeah, I know he be mad as shit when she's doing a pod. I'm going to do a podcast today. No, for real, you got to. I mean, come on, baby. It's not that important. No, I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
You going for acting gigs and shit, and you got to deal with this bullshit.
Yeah. Why? When you who show is it?
That's the question. Whose show is it?
Is it about music? Maybe. No, it's a relationship podcast. Baby.
Come on, you want to talk about the toilets
now.
again? Come on.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you pee sitting down and that we hold hands while we pee and
then it's a loving experience.
Let's see what else white people got going on. Oh, this is a good one for whites.
Okay.
I had never heard of this before, but it's so white. The first Scottish tree hugging championships.
Oh shit, it's a competition. I did not know this.
Event in the competition at Ardtornish in Lochaber's Malvern Peninsula included hugging as many trees in 1 minute and freestyle, the most inventive way of hugging a tree.
Oh shit, that freestyle!
The winner, Alasdair Firth, who lives locally on a woodland croft and Darrage Forest Therapy and Darrage Social Croft, held the events in association with Finland's annual World Tree Hugging Championships. Look at these whites.
Oh, they're hugging the hell out of them trees.
He's doing a full lift me up.
Oh, he must be in a freestyle competition.
Yeah. She's doing the one leg wrap around. This guy's doing between two trees, L shape, hugging one tree behind him. This nigga went sensual with his. That's he hugging that tree like, hey lover. It's been so long.
It's been a long time. Good to see you, baby.
She did an upside down leg tree hug. This nigga dressed like the king of the forest.
I wonder how many scratches they got from all that goddamn bark. You know that bark.
Yeah.
So they skin up.
Ants. Why is this trophy a piece of tree? That seems this is like my problem. This is my problem with this is a totally tangent. I'm sorry, everybody. But this is my problem with Pamela Ivy. AKA Poison Ivy.
Yes,
because
this sounds like some shit she would throw.
This woman is supposedly savior of the planet, lover of all green forests and trees and flowers and shit. And at the same time, she yields telekinetic, teleplant powers over these motherfucking plants and makes them do her bidding like fucking slaves. They just want to grow and shit. And then she like, no, nigga, you got to go kill Batman. And then when Batman throws some fucking insecticide and kills all the trees in this park, she mad, but it's her fucking fault. Like, how about you just chill the fuck out, Pamela? Go grow a garden in the middle of Central Park and leave everybody alone. But nah, you always got to be like, I'm going to kill all the children and kidnap them and shit. And now Batman and Robin got to go cut down a fucking oak in the middle of damn Gotham Square.
Gotta blow it up and fight it because it done uprooted itself and tearing up the middle of Central Park.
So it's your fault. So it's weird that y'all are like, we tree huggers, but then also the prize was a fucking branch tree trophy that you carved up. Like, what? How's that okay? Don't love me like that.
Don't love me like that. How many trees? Who won the trees? That the person who had to? Because you said they had two. They had a freestyle, and they had how many trees?
I just
hug in a minute.
I know as much as I showed you. I'm sorry, I didn't.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to know the number.
Next year, I'll watch it live on TV.
In Finland.
I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Lastly, for the white people news, social media mourns dog mayor of Idlewild who died at age 9. The one public official that we could trust has died.
Who voted him in?
Mayor Max, the beloved canine leader of the town of Idlewild, California, has passed away at age 9. Known for his friendly golden retriever face. It's always a golden retriever. The white women of dogs. That's how you know. That's why JL Covan got one.
Oh no!
I like the Caucasian girls. They like to feel on me. I like to feel on them. Double D's. Hey, that's what it is.
No, for friendly golden retriever face around town and beyond, Mayor Max rose to stardom since he took over office in 2013. He even appeared in the CBS Evening News segment in 2020 about his large presence in the small town and drew visitors from far and wide to Idlewild, where tourists love to snag a selfie with the even-tempered canine. See, they not gonna tell you about the black pit bull mayor of Detroit.
No, they're
not gonna do.
Nope.
60 Minutes ain't coming out there to talk to him.
Sure not.
They ain't gonna talk to King.
They're not gonna tell you the Doberman Pinscher of Chicago. They're not gonna tell you about him.
Don't nobody want to talk to Pitt to King.
Nobody want to talk to King. Nobody want to talk to Tyrone.
They good.
Nobody want to talk to Bruce.
In a statement on Mayor Max's Facebook page last week, his owner shared the circumstances of his unexpected death, which came after the emergency surgical procedure. When it became clear that Mayor Max couldn't survive the operation, the family realized it's time to let him go.
Aww.
But yeah, I hate that he died. But also, like, this is what white people be into.
Ain't it so peaceful, y'all?
I ain't heard no black people bring this shit up all week.
Nope.
Like, white people like, I know, right? Mayor Max. We're like, yeah. And also, you know, the right to choose and get married. Yeah, that's sad too.
That's sad too. But did you see the tree hugging contest over there?
Michelle Nichols died, you know, and I was so sad. Oh yes, I hear you, because Mayor Max died. And boy, it was a lot. You're like, what? Who's Mayor Max?
Right.
Oh, he's a dog. Okay. All right. Get out of my face.
Bitch, get out of my face. That's the clip they got.
All right, let's move on. Oh, here's another quick one though. Chrissy Teigen is pregnant again with her after the miscarriage, so that's
a good thing.
A good thing. You know, shared that on social media. Hopefully everything works out with her.
Yeah, and I seen an article not too long ago that said she had stopped drinking. She said that she don't know if she's ever going to start back again, but she said that she really do think that led to her depression and spending time online and fighting and falling out with people and things like that. And she was saying how much her life has changed and how, you know, it's got much better since she literally, not that she's not on social media at all, but she's pulled away. And I'm happy for her. Like, regardless of what she decides to do, I'm happy that she's in a better place now.
Listen, it is so true, because I know whenever I'm like feeling away or unsettled or whatever, it normally, I can tell from my social media behavior where I'm at mentally. You know, like if I'm sharing a lot of opinions and stuff with online, I normally try to, and I catch it so early now. And I'm like, no, I need to nip that in the bud. That's shit for like the podcast stuff for my friends privately. Because a lot of these motherfuckers not deserving of your attention. There's always going to be somebody that wants to be either contrarian or they just legitimately disagree with you, but they can't just let it go. Like, oh, you had an opinion and I it's cool. That's your opinion. I just took it in and I left it. That's how I normally treat a lot of stuff, right? I see somebody's stuff and I'm like, oh, that's their opinion. But whenever I feel that urge to like go back and forth with them to that's when I'm like, I should just not even be on here, because
I feel the same way.
what is the point? We probably don't approach things the same way. It's normally not very beneficial to have a disagreement online.
And not productive a lot of
times.
like,
okay, and like we disagreed, or every once in a while there's someone I respect or somebody like that I'll reach out to, but a lot of times you just don't pay attention. Nobody really cares. Like,
right.
A lot of times those people's comments, no likes, no retweets, no responses, because it's like other people can see exactly what you see, and they just know to move on because it's not worth their time. And I think with celebrities, I see that a lot in them. When you see them responding, reacting, commenting,
other things,
posting that I went outside for 15 minutes and realized y'all ain't important. Well, you're back on here telling us. So, and it's stuff I've gone through. Like, that's not me even passing like I'm better than you. Right. That's me saying I was there and I recognize that in people. And you see it with normal people, regular people all the time, not just celebrities. And it's like, oh, you're just not in a settled place. So it makes sense that she would be like, yeah, a lot of this shit was me sitting around drinking wine and then going on social media looking for something. And most of the time putting my foot in my mouth, or not even most of the time, a few times, to be honest. It didn't even, as much as she posted, less than 1% of her shit was probably something that people were like, but people are so fucked up online. It only takes one time. It only takes one mistake or whatever until you perpetually can do no right. And people that have no power in their own lives love to exert power online because it's a place you can appear to be perfect because no one gives a fuck about you. So no one's checking for your shit. Nobody's sitting around trying to keep a catalog of opinions you have from 2010 and shit like that. So for you live in relative obscurity and you get to always be right because no one's interested in checking you. The only people that would check for you are people that are on your page or like you. Right. So like, it's different for you than a celebrity. So of course it's, well, he said this, she said that, and that can be a terrible way to exist online in a way of perpetually, but remember that time. And especially if you're drinking and shit like that. So I do remember her saying she stopped drinking, and I think I don't even know if she's back on Twitter, but I think she got off Twitter, which is probably the worst of the platforms. But yeah, I'm happy for her, and I just think that's dope that she realized that and seems to have to be doing better and not, sliding into the controversy and being messy and trying to like jump on people because you see Twitter doing it, which is what a lot of people do. Yeah. And when celebrities do it, you get this you.
Yeah, and you get caught in these waves, and it's one of the things too to where, who knows what kind of therapy she had been through. She may have sat down and talked to her husband about it, like, because loved ones, they care about you and they're concerned. So, these may have been things that have been brought up, but no matter how many times somebody brings something up, it's up to you to make the decision that you want to change. Mm-hmm. And so this was her personal decision. And I'm glad that she's in a better place. Whatever the decision is, I'm just glad that mentally, as of right now, that she is in a better place. And she's an example of, like you said, a lot more normal, regular people probably need to do the same thing, but they don't see it as a problem.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'd be happy as fuck when I can see it happening in real time and go, I'm not responding to this person. Matter of fact, let me log off. Let me go do something else. Is not even want to go down this path with this because you're giving people power they don't deserve. It's just their opinion the same way as just yours. And you come to obsess with that, and especially you want to be trendy, because one thing I had to learn was to set my boundaries about who I am as a person. Mm-hmm. And I don't have any animosity towards people, but I'm very fiercely protective of my boundaries now, especially as an empath, because I used to let people run me. So like there's a level of defensiveness to, no, this is how I feel. I will not try to change how you feel, but you will not move me. You know what I mean? Because I need to maintain my own identity, and you don't have to like it, but I'm not moving off of this. This is who I am. I'm a person that forgives. I'm a person that lives, that listens. I'm a person that likes community in the fact of like real life community and equality within my friend group and stuff. I'm not the social, I'm not a socialite. I'm not, I'm not the life of the party guy. I don't want to be everybody's friend. That kind of, those things I needed to learn because it made, I could be more honest with me, and by default it makes me more honest with other people. So I took all that like people pleasing energy and said, what if I please myself? Because I'm doing too much, and you can't please this void of knowing nothingness all the time, and you can't let it live in your heart and your head. So a lot of times it's just like, yeah, this is how I feel about shit. And because I know that, I actually don't share it that often. Well, I'm like, this is how I feel about it, and who gives a fuck if I tell y'all? I know how I feel.
Right. And it's also one of the things where I'm very glad we have the podcast. Like I am on social media and things like that. Not as much as I was at some period of time. Like I slowly backed up anyway, because words mean things to me, and they mean a lot to me. And it's not as bad as it used to be, but even with fans of the show, but what does this mean? And Roger had to be like, hey Karen, he had to like interpret what it means. I was like, well, this is what it says. I was like, oh, okay, I'm the problem. Let me back up, because y'all coming and y'all don't mean no harm, but it's how I interpret it.
Yeah, I'm a sensitive person, but I try not to assume malice, and it has served me in a lot of ways in my personal life and just getting along in the world in general. Whereas I think, and I'm fortunate because I haven't had a life filled with a lot of betrayal and, I have great parents. I have a great relationship. I have great friendships. I don't really have too many people. I can count on like one hand the amount of people that truly I felt like, damn, they really flipped on me, and that wasn't called for. But and thankful for them, because those people helped me to learn to set my boundaries. They taught me to trust my instincts and stuff. But yeah, just in general, I just have to anyway, seeing people find that, I love it. Yes, and whether it be a celebrity or just my friends or just whoever, like that's dope, because we were not designed to be disconnected through the internet and stuff. And celebrity or not celebrity, when you live so much for the opinions of strangers in your phone, it just leads to ruin. And I don't know how many times we have to see it, but I wouldn't be shocked if part of that stress was what made her feel like, this miscarriage and all this shit has me out of balance, because I'm just constantly stressed out looking at my phone, and people are, bringing up old shit I said, and I'm the kind of person that used to bring up old shit other people said, so I can't even get out of this, and there's no genuine apology that would be good enough, and everything means I'm a piece of shit. And so I can imagine she went through a lot of trauma.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm very, very glad that she's in the place, and I hope not only her, I hope that other people are hearing this and they start with their boundaries and they check their mental health and actually are aware of this stuff, because a lot of people are not aware that they have falling into this. And my thing is, nobody is above this. Everybody think that they're above it, but you're not. Nobody is above being caught up in this.
Yeah, and someone was talking about polite interactions online and how infrequent they are. That's the other thing too, is I've had a lot better interactions with people online after saying I'm reserving my energy for people I find worthwhile.
Correct.
And for opinions I find worthwhile. So like if I'm saying like I like this thing, or I resonate with this thing, or I'm sharing this because I want people to see it because I agree with it, and then someone comes in and says, this ain't shit, you ain't shit, this person ain't shit, or whatever the fuck, this is a terrible opinion, they don't know. I realized that's such a shit post, low value response. I don't respond to it. I used to be like, that would be the person I would gravitate to in the day. Like, hey man, but I do agree with this, and you can't see my perspective at all. And it's like, why? Who gives a fuck if you can see my perspective? You have no power. You're just a person with an opinion. I don't have any power. I'm just a person with an opinion. We don't have the same opinion. All right. You know, like cool, because if that happened in real life, I would walk across the other side of the room from you and go talk to some people that are more like-minded to me. And I can't make everyone be like-minded with me. So, you know, let me float away. And I think that's such a healthy thing, because trying to control and dominate all these conflicts that are just mostly online but give you the same adrenaline response as like a physical conflict, what is the point?
Agreed. And like I said, for me, I think that once I understood me, because you have to be in tune with yourself and know who you are. Once I understood that, it has made my interaction online very positive. Like you said, I pick and choose where I respond, where I don't respond, and the responses that I do have are very positive, because you know it's one of the things to where and I don't know if it's a generational thing. I can go days without being online and be just fine. But I know everybody, you know, there's some people where that's their life.
And I'm one of them. I love being online. It's just I had to learn how to be online. It's just
Correct.
You know, you can't just trust these platforms and go with your gut, because you'll end up in the mix and fitting in and hating Chris Pratt because everybody told you to hate Chris Pratt and you still don't know why, but you just are such a fucking coward and scared to not fit in. And that's the real ultimate impulse of a lot of these people. But you got to get to a point where you're like, nah, and I'm not a coward. Like, no, that's y'all's opinion, and y'all don't even fucking know why you have that opinion. You know, I remember, you know, snarkily, there's people that people hate, and now in my mind, I separate out myself. Like, I actually don't know why these people hate this person. And a lot of times I don't find the evidence to be compelling. I'm moving on. Like,
right.
Like I remember people hated Taylor Swift. And then the more stuff I learned about Taylor Swift, the more I was like, she seemed like actually a pretty dope person. Like, just as far as the way she uses her platform and all that shit. Maybe she's a jerk personally, but I don't know her personally.
Right.
I didn't date her or any of this shit. But just as far as like her stances and the things she put her voice to, it sounds like we're just hating her because she's a prominent white woman, TM. And so we need to hate the most prominent white women. And it's like, I don't care about that.
Nope.
I don't care to be that friendly with y'all. Like,
right.
You know, like we're not friends with, you know, and that familiarity a lot of times is false because it's coming from online spaces. So yeah, even when we talk about Lizzo, Summer Walker, all these people that they're online with Cardi, they're online with their fans, they get overly familiar with their fans, and then their fans go fan and do some wild shit, and you're like, oh, I'm talking to fanatical people that don't know me, and I'm crying because I've let the parasocial relationship work both ways. And we have to be very careful with that.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with that, and I think that for me, I'm glad that I found a comfortable space for me, and I hope other people find a comfortable space, you know, for them. And I know for me, I don't get in those groups because I've seen those groups and I've been a part of those groups. And like I said, one day I opened up my eyes. I was like, well, why do I not like this person? And why do I not like that person? A lot of people don't question why. And if you actually question why and you have a legit reason, cool. But if you start questioning why and it's because you start looking up and it's only because people around you hate this person too, you need to question your opinion.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe sometimes I err too much on that side, but that's who I am, and I'd rather be mean and try to be phony and
correct.
Like, oh, it's cool to say shit about this person, and then later on you find out people was telling you shit that wasn't true. Right. All right, let's get into the final segment. Let's do some sword ratchetness. That's right. Sword ratchetness time. I'm getting in shape so I can fight these sword people in case they come at me. Okay? I was on Supernatural practicing today. Supernatural is a beast. It's just the exercise I did today. I was like, woo!
What you do today?
It was flow, I think is what it's called. But oh no, I separated. I can't remember the name of it. I just remember it was supposed to be low impact for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes or some shit.
Okay.
And your boy was struggling. It was a beast. I got a long way to go, guys. I was like, this low?
This low.
Y'all sure? Like, I'm in here sweating, boy. Drinking water.
I haven't done it yet, but that's my goal to get on that.
Yeah, it's very fun though. But man, they be motivating you with them coaches. And I forget the name of my coach, but she was coaching like, you know, they be inspiration like, I started my fitness journey and I wanted to move and now I love moving. Get those arms up. I'm like, I don't love moving right now. I need to slow down.
That's their job. Their job is to motivate you. They was like, I'm gonna push you through this.
But my point being, you saw niggas coming to me. You know what I'm saying?
Gonna be ready.
I'm trying to be ready. 1 year sentence given us for sword assault. That's it. A Gloversville man accused last summer of attempting to assault someone with a sword was sentenced recently in Fulton County Court to 1 year in county jail. Ryan Blush, 25, was sentenced June 18th before county court judge Polly Hoy as part of a plea arrangement. The sentence was based on a March 13th guilty plea to second-degree attempted assault. Let's see what happened. This incident involving a sword took place just before emergency personnel and police were dispatched to the town of Caroga. He said a party got out of hand.
A party?
It's a party and you pulling out swords.
You thought that was smart?
Who party like that?
Who?
The victim was transported. You can't even be safe with a person that owned a sword at a party. You can't even be safe around
occasion.
them. Hey, it's my birthday. Well, you know what I want to do? Cut some people up.
Shing. No, put that away.
The victim had a cut that is 3 inches long and 3/4 inches deep. The victims received stitches and was released. Sentencing was adjourned to a later date, but expected to die. 1 year in Fulton County Jail is the sentencing. They don't even say what the fight was about. It's two. Let's see. They were called to the budget in. Wait, is this even the same thing? State police arrested Van Ostrand on October 23rd in an incident that involved Harold L. Young, 45, of Bottle Bend. Troopers are called to the budget in. Is this even the same fucking story? For disturbance.
You don't want to be caught up at the budget in.
They found 2 men involved in an altercation after attaching the chain between their 2 vehicles and playing tug of war in the parking lot.
What?
I don't even think this is the same story.
I said we don't walk into another store. We playing tug of war in parking lots.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I went up cheap hotels.
What kind of town is this? Y'all just throwing 2 stories together with no in between.
Somebody had to meet their 500-word quota.
Because it didn't say like this other article.
Right, didn't break, right.
Anyway, man, fuck that. Swords. Be careful, y'all. They out here. They wilding in the streets.
They at the parties, they at the budget in.
Right. They out here. Be safe. All right, y'all. Until next time. I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody. Have a good rest of your night.